Hello everyone on the channel, all real estate in the Czech Republic. And the last video, we finished in search of a one-room apartment. We examined Prague 3. Let's go back to this search and see the prices of one-room apartments at a new building for secondary housing in areas. So we choose one-room apartment kitchen in the room new building Prague 3. Prague 3 here we show 18 apartments. I always turn off the box to figure out the same Dunjeba, usually it means to buy it. It means auction in auctions to participate. As a rule, it makes no sense, not so profitable as it can be presented in other countries. Well, we don't have auction for renting auctions, therefore you see, we removed the box. Nothing changed to show us 18 apartments, so they seem to be for sale. We will make back about hiring 1KK new building Prague 3 apartments, not the latest. So we have the first apartment price 16500. Now we will see if the apartment that we watched with you was dismantled on Thursday. It was Thursday and today we have Monday. 3 days have passed, Friday, Sunday, and we see that that apartment is not the one that was rented, that was withdrawn in advertising. They were looking for either Chekhov or Slovaks, but in principle, a little also 22. Here they want a house such a cool 21900. I have seen my good houses for 20,000. Let's all in. Order. So let's see 1651 2. Photos are shown here as an object. Cute bath. Cabinet, corridor, kitchen. So now we are a lot of photos. We see that 21 photography of the object. It means a realtor has approached quite qualitatively to his task, made more photos. I do not like to honestly when the object has several photos of 2 to 3, even less than 5. I think it is not serious, means either a low quality realtor. If a realtor the poor quality means, then there will be some problems when removing the object. It means something he does not understand, so to say that is, there should be enough photos of the photographs so that the potential tenant saw how this object is suitable for him. So here we have here without life. It means with a furniture of 1KK 32 meters and a crypt is turned on. I remind you, I have a pantry on the ground floor of the new buildings of Garden Towers. This new house is closed. There are a rather prestigious place, but next to it a cemetery. Well, they build a lot there, so if you want to live in the center, then you should be considered that there may be a cemetery next to you. We lived on the Track 8 at one time and there was also a cemetery nearby. Therefore, it can get caught everywhere, so that there is a lunch charm in an apartment of a folding sofa. But this still refers to the kitchen, refrigerator, freezer, microwave stove, for cooking, oven, cabinet in the corridor, and the washing machine of the bathroom. This is good alarm video phone. And on the 5th floor of this complex there is a common terrace, but unfortunately there are no photos here in these houses. Periodically rented out an apartment, they have a large terrace. You can walk there, beautiful lighting, you can sit there for a barbecue. I haven't seen there. 10 minutes. The tram stops in front of the house and 5 minutes to the general metro. Standard mail and grocery store. In principle, this is where it means you look here. This 16,500 plus we have pledges for service 13,500 including electricity, that is, it is an adequate price of collateral for a one-room apartment. On average electricity now goes from 500 kroons to 1,000 for a one-room apartment. Then there is if 1,000 pledges for water are included here and all services will be 2,500. Principal is 20,000 is what the lessor takes, that is, it is a rental plus pledge here, and the provision of the agency is one hiring, that is, it is 16 plus 500 plus DPPs is VAT. On the snowmanship of Jin from October, the apartment will be free to ride a new building, the 2nd floor of 17 hours per B, that is, this is a house of category B. This one, remember how I am the previous video I say that new buildings are rehab, or would it mean here to be shown to the house? So our realtor can figure out the phone contact, so let's take out the next. Here we have 17,000, why they want more. So it's their Prague 3 slurry. Near the park, 2nd floor. 1-1 area of the area is clear. If this is 1-1 area is painted, that in the apartment there is climate vinyl floor tiles, secured version, but carelessness will come. In the microwave, well, in the general standard smart TV, internet, you everything yourself are written here. The internet is written for this. It is not in the price of one thing. Here is very good that one garage of uprising, one parking is indicated in price, which is, It means that if the garage does not right here, and unit on the garage is an uprising if this is external, then this is 1,500 and a half a minus 1.5, we will be 15,500 if you do not need the garage of the uprising. Then you can always rent it out with the vendor and you can say, because mine the topic is more convenient if there is a garage of uprisings to add it to everyday life and hand it over at a total price. But you can say that you do not have a car whether you will retake this in this case in your hired resin. It will be indicated that you can cease the uprising garage because when you transmit it, you must also show that you are ill of this garage of the uprising or you have the right to use it. Just there will be a contract rental, i.e. you actually retake the rental soup, you can cut for 1,500, you can transfer for 1,000, you can retake for 2 if the mother allows you that you stop it. Then in the center of the place is always in use and this is without problems, but the price of the apartment will be very often the case. What is so profitable to take from the parks and the places to stop it because usually for 1 to a 1-room apartment, most people do not need cars, they just need to live. This already places have already been in price and so here, but see attention, they take the key to the CUNA electricity and the rest are 3,900. Free since October is also Cheeto B. In principle, too, Maklika can see Michael so well. Let's continue. Wound 3 here is a cool apartment with a garden for a brief 40 meters they write. That we see from the photos, a pretty kitchen 20 photos. A decent house, that is, such a garden, if you have a dog, you still see a fence of such concrete and that is, most likely it is an overstated B seconds, that is, most likely that the hawk on the other side where people go a little lower is most likely, but maybe it may be in a different way, because usually when the walker is at a level with terraces, it is put the same fence. Well, I like it pretty nice when it was made like a tree in the kitchen when I finish the kitchen to some logical component. The plan of the apartment is very convenient. The cute corridor and the cupboards of the IKEA are these lockers, they themselves are low here, you see the boxes, that is, it is generally low cabinets, because it goes below the doorway, that is, it will be somewhere in the eyes. That is, in the photo it is cool but it is not functional, but at least something that is already better. In principle, all let's revere a description of 1 room 40 meters of a barrel 22 that is, 40 they write this apartment in the photo, it does not look like 40 with a parking place, the residence of Tulip Trashchin. 3 slope are double glazed windows of 3 glasses. The center of flora is located nearby, but in principle it is a slurry and everyone has a nearby where it is here with our left side depicts a map and we can always show the house it is shown somewhere. It usually happens that it is definitely something like this is something like this here we can increase and see this, you see these 2 parks on the right, if this is both a cemetery, this is a new building cemetery. We have the apartment that was in the previous video, they were looking for where the Chekhov Slovaks are here this street of anger is a large denouement here goes to the Prague 8 and here everything in new buildings here is a very good complex of new buildings expensive there the apartment is rented out there now we'll see with you. And the Flora here she is, wait here in the kitchen the center of the Flora apartment here I would not say that it is nearby how could it be nearby? So near the pool school here is everywhere school so the bus stop of Wood, they immediately write the numbers of buses that stop here by the way, it is very convenient because a potential tenant can immediately see the route of these buses, we will need to see the site I will show you on which track all tram bus routes for convenience of planning to move around the city. All the price of 18,000 they want, plus 3,200 here includes an electrician of the internet and the internet is not transferred to the tenant. But now it makes no sense to put the internet cable because very good internet 5G, for example, from T-Mobile you buy a modem insert a SIM card and it in principle, all that is, they give you on it when you move from one object to another from the apartment or there you need to go to the office, for example, you can just transfer this modem. With you, for example, you can work with one modem and then bring. Therefore, the meaning in the cable now is now all the more in the center there is very good now everywhere 5, are well pulling and not in the center so freely from November 1st, because they put it out early and here they write that there is a garage. DB first floor apartment, good apartment with a garden, there is always a demand for such apartments. I saw in this apartment the only minus is that in the bathroom there is no glass from the tenant, from the landlord, because the tenant. Now they don't do it so simply, that is, it's completely from the past. In general, the apartment is good, so we will see with you this apartment. It is there next to the cemetery of 20,000. But here the price is true because 68 meters are good houses. They are here now, I will show you. These are this cemetery that Olshanskia said here new buildings, we just looked with you here. Yes. So 68 meters, and I think that 68 meters for a one-room apartment, it is quite small in photographs. It is a magic of 47 meters of apartments, 21 meters of a barrel. They write that the park is 15 square meters. This is their personal park they have there now. I will show you a kitchen. Well, you can see here it is already moving away. So they have all this is their park. The kitchen is not there, the microwave is not built this minus, and the very old panel is still Kiev panels for them for 6 years now they are not released, then the old kitchen, but it was cool that there is a bed. For a one-room apartment, this is always who wants something better for himself, who wants to be better for himself, but still a one-room apartment is a good option, just like one room more communal cheaper, but it is better than allowing us to just go a folding of 20,000, but this is enough adequate the price for this came out a large cabinet here in the corridor, I don't see the cabinet. They could put it but saved here the same thing no glass is minus, I saved on us on the installation of a cabinet in the corridor that a big minus was chosen and but put this cabinet mirror in the room. Something for one room, you have one chest of drawers, I don't know. A small car was put here, well, it's very small. And they have a terrace and such a small gardening look, and they also have that apartment before I didn't like these apartments, they feel like they are in the ground, that is, there is such a slope and it was as if they were built into it these terrace well, that is, in fact, it is embankment in their project, it was all initially cool that if you look here, then there will be grass at the level of your eyes when you come, look here at the level will be the grass. For example, some kind of that is, as soon as you whisper forward from the terrace, look to the right to the left is the feeling that your apartment is in the ground, I purely do not like from an energy point of view, it's in the towers here and higher when you have another view of the park. But by the way it was built when you were built they did a lot of this complex with them in the project as a tom of chaos, that is, at home in the ground for me it was a little strange, that is. The other side when they had a townhouse with another st. The Orons were the second floor because there were commercial premises on the other side of the house, you have cars, you are driving cars, you see everything there is a movement on the back of the ground, well, not everyone bought it. This is what I say I did not check you see everything here in the earth, that is, it feels like these is apartments dug up drowned into the ground. Perhaps this is how they are made like townhouse as I said there is still a staircase, but this is apparently like a fire evacuation and they see a window from your window you are full-fledged and but there is a slope, that is, there is little light, but I don't know the feeling that they dug like a hole. I see that apartments are often given here. It means that people often move from this complex and it is the apartments that are in the ground or everyone rent apartments better after that or is it cheaper or it is because of herbs at the eye level. Here you see such an entrance now, if here, then everything is very beautiful, everything remained and now they have that is, here it was sold townhouse, because here and back to the parkland, we are now analyzing, let's not deviate. We will now watch one-room apartment up to 68 that they write so, we already completely looked at the scripture, in my opinion, they have forgotten them. They show this parking, we will once again take a look at the prestige of groups of 47,000 squares all here they have a project Central Flora Park to puffing 15.10 from the middle of 20,000 plus. See here high is enough float 5,600 such pluses of electricity and what is there to drown at 5,600? In the price of parking, the stow with the CLEP is very good in this house you will rent for 1.5, that is, in fact, your apartments here you rent for 18,500 for a meter, but the float is large tax in theory if you spend less you should be returned. But if the large pledges can it may be cold there to be there that there is so drowning, or just a mother was rebuilt who we have Vladislav Grinsky. But not a Czech surname. Perhaps the mother just reinsured that there will now be an increase in electricity and float, this is actually he takes higher but then he will return. So, principal yes here. Already further above the price, let's see another area with you. I probably will deliberate these videos so that I'll call this video 1 room apartments new building Prague 3, and now we'll watch the secondary and then move on to another area, go to another video.